be going. Unless
Okay.
YouTube's being a bitch again. No, it's good.
Okay. And welcome back to Oasis Valley Mysteries. It is a full moon as the last few nights, several mysterious deaths tied to pluripotent and previous mysteries of yours revealed to be done at the claws of a homunculus known as Carnagor, an entity that seems to have quite a intimate history with Tommy's forgotten past. As you armed yourselves during the day, got assistance from the local blacksmith scrapyard worker, uh, as yeah, armed yourselves with silver, reconnoitered with some of the other werebeasts of the town, discovered they'd had a conflict with Carnagor themselves that, thankfully, due to their regenerative abilities, did not turn fatal. But uh, tracking her down thanks to some magic and following Tommy deep underground into the drainage system of Redemption, you came upon the cistern, but it'd be more accurate to call it something of a swamp, as it seems endoflora from within the superorganism has somehow breached and has been spreading, if not flourishing, down here in the damp darkness. Oh, there were some minor signs of endofauna, nothing too significant. There was a juvenile scorpulidite that seemed content to let your large group pass. Uh, and uh, there was for a fairly creepy moment as Carlos seemed to be being watched by the swamp itself, but uncertain if maybe his eyes were tricking him at seeing another eye, or who knows what was responsible for that. But skirting around the edge of it, at one point cutting across, and also at one point losing Fred, you managed to track down Carnagor to her seeming lair for the time being, as you found an old derelict piping room, probably left to rot after newer construction was made. The place barely lit with ancient lighting and rusty pipes, creating something of a maze in the cluttered but large room. As Tommy, you had a discussion with, as she called herself, your sister,
Mm-hmm.
discovering more about her history and fate as a weapon at the command of Dr. Nevin, as well as trained by the doppelganger, another
Mm-hmm.
creation of the good doctor. You had a fairly tense conversation where she indicated that her actions weren't completely her own, as before launching herself into a combat, which the rest of your friends joined in, uh, while Livia and Winifred, in the form of a bat, tracked down Fred, who was having a nice time, just inspecting the local wildlife down here. You know, surface geckos mixing with endofauna. His boot got a little melted, but y'all rejoined and joined in, helping Tommy deal with his uh, monstrous sister. As through combat, you discovered in Winifred's hearing that Tommy, not Tommy, that Carnagor had two hearts beating within her chest, and through some focused attacks, managed to stab and kill the heart, or a ravenous heart, uh, seemingly the control collar that Dr. Apostu had been collaborate or consulted on to control Carnagor in a more invasive way. But with that control slain and ripped out by Carnagor herself, she has gone into a seemingly feral rage, body twisting and splitting as she seemed the condensed biomass just furls out into an even more weaponized form than she was before. So, before we resume, who wanted to go next?
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, we're right into it. Phase 2.
I think Tommy should lead us off. Because it's his friend, so.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. So she's just like pouring all out, right?
Yeah, her normally like intense yellow eyes have gone kind of like milky and just white, and she's becoming she looks less of like a thing that could evolve naturally to something that was purposely designed to be a weapon.
Okay.
You know, very, very much like a Resident Evil monster, just getting more elaborate.
Okay.
Oh, she's stage 2 Birkin.
Okay, Tommy is going to try to firmly just like hit her on the top of the head, see if that does anything.
Okay, kick some ass.
Kicks me
A nice
ass.
concussion should calm you down.
12.
Well, nice. 10 plus, you choose an extra effect. You can gain advantage where you take +1 on your next roll, or give +1 forward to another hunter. Or you inflict terrible harm for extra damage, you suffer less harm in retaliation, or you force them where you want them.
Force her where I want her.
Okay.
And just force her to a location where she could theoretically be easily restrained. Or more easily.
There are like areas in this place where you could probably box her in a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, using the surrounding piping. So yeah, you give her a good solid hit and kind of shove her back into this place where she's more clustered now, especially now that she's bulkier. When she rears back, you know, she's not able to rear back as fully as she can as she goes to swipe at you, doing 4 harm. You know, minus whatever your armor is.
Okay.
As she just rakes these blade-like talons across your chest.
Okay. Ow! For one thing. Let's see if we can try to calm her the fuck down.
That's the plan.
Yep. Who's next?
I'm a shooter with a trank dart.
Okay. You know, I almost wonder if I should start doing this in Roll20 just because I want the music.
Yeah, I do kind of miss the music.
Monster of the Week works pretty well in Roll20.
It does.
Yep,
Does
it's
it?
true.
I didn't realize it was supported in Roll20.
Oh, there's
Me
like
neither.
200 different game systems in Roll20.
Yeah,
God damn.
we really could. It would probably be easier for everyone if we imported character sheets to that, huh?
It wouldn't be a bad
that's
idea.
do after the game.
Of course.
Who is next?
Fuck, I want to shoot her with a trank dart.
Okay. Kick some ass.
God.
I'll distract her by saying, "Hey, you ever seen an American Werewolf in London?"
How do I do this roll again?
So if you have, I get it. You think this is the alley and Jenny Gutter's gonna shoot you soon.
Just what you did, except for an exclamation point instead of the slash.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to end like that. And technically, she didn't do the shooting, it was the police. I misremembered the movie slightly.
10.
10. Okay,
She was
and
just
you're
there
gonna
to
make
comfort him.
And what are the
gain advantage +1 forward on your next roll, or give +1 forward to another hunter. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, in retaliation, or force them where you want them.
I'm gonna do a +1 forward to Tommy.
Okay.
Maybe
And
you can get through to her, Tommy.
and because of her, you shoot, and you're a little worried that maybe this dart won't hit because her armor looks a little more amped up. But you aim for that spot that is still healing, where she ripped the heart out, so it lodges into a bit of exposed muscle into her neck. So
Cool.
able to deliver the silver.
1 harm. Quiet, slow, drug.
Yeah, and because it's quiet, you don't get a retaliatory ranged attack because she's so focused blindly on Tommy at the moment and things that are closer.
Cool,
So-
cool.
Who wants to go next?
Well, in lieu of anybody else, I suppose I'll try.
Fred's just ranting about an American Werewolf in London while, tending to his bleeding out body.
Why is he
So
bleeding out?
I took 3 harm during this fight last
Yeah.
session.
You ran up and
I am
like,
right
broke its,
above the red.
arm.
Hey, same. Let's go.
So Fred's course of action for the rest of this fight is to try and talk her down with references to an American Werewolf in London. And if things get severe, possibly the howling.
That's a break glass in case of emergency discussion.
I'm gonna hold my action to protect somebody. If that's cool.
Doesn't really work that way. Well, hold on. Okay. I'll say that you're preparing to do that just in case she does attack someone.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
that's exactly my intention.
okay. Yeah, because it doesn't say if there's like. I'm just going off to the easy reference page. It doesn't really say anything if it's like. There's no like reactions or action stuff and like
No.
but yeah, okay.
It's just the what's it called? The protect somebody.
Yeah. So Winifred, Carlos.
I'll go. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of him. Out of her.
Using your sword?
Using myself, because I just got a fun
Okay.
new thing because I was leveled up last time.
Oh yeah.
I have 2 level ups I'm still waiting to spend when this is over.
Oh, you can do that in between sessions.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm gonna choose.
Oh yeah,
You
true.
had time.
Mine's pretty easy. I took Claws of the Beast.
Ooh.
Nice.
And I got a 14.
God damn.
For
Fuck.
kicks and miss, yeah, that's yeah. So you get an extra effect, advantage for you or +1 forward. Inflict terrible harm, suffer less harm, retaliation, or force them where you want them.
I'm gonna inflict terrible harm because I'm angry.
Okay.
So.
And you're just going with how do you attack with these claws?
It's my teeth, technically. It's just all of my natural attacks get +1. So my teeth
Okay.
did 3 at first, now they do 4.
Damn.
And also my life drain. I'm not sure if that hits at the same time. I've never been able to figure that shit out. Because I have to bite them first.
Yeah, could you copy paste that and post that real quick?
Yeah, here. This is what I have on my sheet.
I don't have the monster sheet up.
So I'm not sure what happens, so I'm just gonna go with the teeth. just by themselves.
Okay, yeah. Because I think the teeth would be just like taking a chunk out of someone while the life drain is like focusing on the blood, the vessels.
So the teeth then. So 4 harm, and since I'm inflicting terrible harm, I think that's doubled.
You get +1, so 5 damage.
So 5. Okay.
Unless you have like some kind of advanced kick some ass skill.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Oh.
I'm waiting for that one.
Uh-oh.
Hal has
So,
that, and it's nasty, so...
Yeah. You go up, and Tommy, you just see as your try to box Carnagor into a corner. You don't see Winifred run, but you feel her like leap off of your over your shoulder as she just throws herself like a cat at Carnagor's neck and just sinks the fangs in and just horrible, just like spat gush of blood, and you are knocked back as she gives this crocodilian rumbling rumble as she sorry, I'm losing myself. She reaches, grabs you, and yanks you off, tearing even more. But that would be 3 harm.
Okay.
As the claws just kind of sink into you as she pulls you off.
So... 1. Technically.
Jeez. I think. Oh wait, no, it is phase 2, so it would be 4 harm, so 2 harm.
2. Okay.
Yeah. So she yanks you off. Who's next? Carlos.
I can go. Sure. I don't really have anything that isn't physical harm. So we're just gonna shoot some fire at her and see what happens.
Remember, the fire doesn't hurt her very much.
We are trying to keep her alive.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of remember last time
Yeah,
it didn't seem to affect her at all.
Yeah, she. Okay, yeah, I will say this. You did notice last time because you threw the flaming dart at her, the quill.
Right.
Mechanically, she has what mechanically would be like immunity to flame.
Okay.
But it is a magic, so...
If I do have an alternative with lightning. I've had it for a little
lightning.
bit.
Yeah, you
So
haven't
it'd be
noticed any resistance against electric stuff, but...
be 2 harm, messy, magical, far, obvious, and loud.
Okay. And that was a used magic, and you got a plus
11.
10. So, you get an extra effect. Or no, you choose your effect.
We're going to do more harm.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure how many hits we can take.
Okay, so how much damage would that be total?
3 harm.
Okay. As you send how would you work that? Just like a zap, like a lightning bolt?
Kind of like just a sparkling of matter of sparks around the finger, then bang with a finger gun. And then an arc of lightning comes out of that.
Nice.
What kind of music does Carlos like to listen to?
All sorts. I don't know what spell's playing right now, but all sorts of magic.
Yeah, because you know what popped into my head? Fucking Biezo Boss. Taste the lightning, fucker!
we're like a decade or two before that.
Yeah, just using devil horns like lightning bolts.
I mean, that's how Sypha does it. But
Castlevania.
So, Fred, did you want to take another swing at her, or are you keeping your distance from this?
As I said, I am just going on this weird, unhinged ramble about how just because an American Werewolf in London ended with the guy getting murdered by Jenny and Gutter does not mean it has to end this way for you.
Oh, so I suppose before the round ends, I'll since nobody got hit that I could reasonably intervene with, I'll just attack.
Okay.
I know this thing ain't silvered, but I also am reluctant to get close. Let's see if I remember.
7.
Yeah, kick some ass. On a success 7 or more, you inflict harm on and suffer harm from what you're fighting.
Yep, and what are you attacking with? Your gun?
Yeah, the Magnum.
Okay, and how much damage is that?
3.
3. And it's considered noisy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as you line up your shot and fire, aiming for that kind of raw patch especially where Winifred pour a chunk out of, there's another spurt of, gout of blood as you fire off that round. But, it's not as big as a shot as you've seen, something organic getting hit with such a large caliber. So, but it still made definite penetration, just resisted a bit. But as you do that, she doesn't even seem to look at you. It's like the body is moving on instinct alone as she throws her hand out in your direction, as if reacting to the sound, as a bone fires out of her palm. Not quite, but similar to a bone gun, as you are hit with a bone spur, dealing 2 harm.
Woof.
Minus any armor you might have. Yeah. So I guess it is back to the top. This feral carnivore no longer even speaking, and barely even seeming to register that you are people rather than just things to tear apart. Gives this shout that sounds more human than any she's made before, arms outstretching before swinging her arms in across her chest as you see that this just quills bristling across her body just suddenly burst out of her in this burst. Winifred, Tommy, and I think Hanzo, you would all take 2 harm from these quills firing out of her body.
So 1. Yay, I'm dying.
Oh God.
Oh God.
It's fine.
Tommy. Well, okay. Top of the new round. Who wants to go next? Or Tommy, do you want to go? There's no real initiative order, so it's
How fucked up
pretty
does
much like
everybody look?
I can heal myself, so don't worry about me.
Yeah, and I'm good for right now.
Hanzo?
I am not yet into red.
Okay, so the 2 that are hurt the most are the 2 that can heal themselves.
Well, Fred is pretty hurt.
Well, Fred's
Yeah.
Fred's
I'm not quite in the red yet. I'm literally
Okay.
1 hit away from going in the red.
Same here.
oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
It's all right. It's all right. The werewolf, the American Werewolf in London thing, it's getting through to her. I know it.
Olivia's looks for what do I do?
And I'll just say, looking at Carnagor, even in her fury, and especially after expending all that effort to do this quill storm, it's weird to see a reptile panting, but she has mammalian DNA, as she just seems to be running ragged. Not super hurt, but this is definitely taking an effort, it seems. And you're all not
her
letting
body
up,
is a lot
honestly.
tougher than her stamina.
And you have been hitting her with silver, so that probably does seem to be having an effect also.
Carnagor, are you in there?
There's no like reaction to your voice.
Yeah,
All right.
Hanzo's going to reply, that is
All right.
Carnagor. She's just feral right now.
I'm gonna pull
There's
out
nothing
my.
to get to.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. I'm gonna go up with my mallet and my stakes. And I'm gonna stake her foot into the ground.
All right.
All
Roll
right.
those dice. And again, I don't mind if people roll physical dice.
10.
But that is a 10. And you get an extra effect for that. Gain advantage, +1 forward or +1 forward to another hunter. More harm, suffer less harm in retaliation, or force them where you want.
I'm gonna do more harm.
Okay.
And remember, Tommy, you have a +1 for me earlier.
E.
She's trying to get this to stop. So
Well,
she's just going all in.
If you're trying to pin the leg, that would be force them where you want them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
okay,
she's rooted to the
that's true.
ground, she can't,
You're
start
kinda-
launching herself.
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
you're trying to basically staple her foot to the ground.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna do force them where I want them, and I'm going to do precision strike.
Okay.
Uh,
And what does that add?
That'll be if I get it. It'll be let me see if I get it. 6 +1. Damn it! $11. So that
Nice.
is that's a +2 harm.
Dang. And what does your vampire killer do normally?
They do
Sorry, Winifred.
3 harm, intimate, slow, wooden, but it is also silvered.
Yeah. Oh, damn. So that would be 5 damage total.
Yes.
Damn.
But she's also kind of throwing herself into harm's way.
Yeah. So, you go. It's almost like you slide. It's like sliding into base playing football as you just go in and playing football.
Yeah,
Baseball.
that's the sport.
Sports
I'm pretty sure.
I'm running an RPG. I'm lying.
It's
Do you
fine.
think I know sports?
As far as I know, that's correct.
Well, the funny thing is, baseball was actually the sport I actually played as a kid. Anyways, like sliding into a base, playing baseball, but instead of a base, it's a clawed reptilian, almost dinosaur-looking foot as you slide in, stake first, and just partial momentum, and then strike. You just hammer it in, and there is that same human-like scream as you just drive the stake, piercing through the armor, perhaps just from your brute strength, or maybe assisted with the silver as you drive it in, and you have to let go of the stake because it goes in deep as you aim right between the bones of the toe, the carpals. Tarsals?
With how much damage I did, I might have aimed for the bone.
Well, the thing is, you stab it in, and Carnagor, tries to stagger back from that pain, yanking her foot back, but it is stuck there. You're not sure if it went through bone or it's hooked on tendon or something, or maybe it's just her body's so strong she can't tear it through.
I feel bad for this one.
But as you brace yourself and try to scramble away in retaliation, no blow comes as Carnagor. This isn't me trying to get away from your effect. You just happen to do enough damage in a specific way that her leg detaches at the knee. Again, similar to a gecko detaching its tail. There is a faint spurt of blood, but this close, you can even see the scales almost instinctively or just reflexively would be a better term, close up over the wound, like almost automatically cauterizing or scarring, as this leg is stuck there. Thankfully, you sealed the foot down because it starts flailing. The remainder of the leg starts flailing almost reflexively, similar to the way the detached tail did. And now Carnagor drops down onto 3 limbs as she kind of scrambles back further into this corner. Still keeping her there, so I'm not taking away, force them where you want them. But you did a specific. You hit the criteria for
Monster
dismembering.
Hunter, limb break.
Yeah, basically, considering Carnagor's origin as a Monster Hunter type character.
Carnagor? That's enough. Tommy,
Who wants to go next?
see if you can get it through her now.
Okay. Tommy is going to try. So how's she looking currently?
She has like a leg and a half at the knee. She's scrambling back as she's just snarling and hissing in this animalistic way. It's weird. It's the weird mix of different species that you can see that make up her chimeric form kind of leaking through, because it's never doesn't seem to repeat itself the same way.
Okay.
And she's looking hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, she just lost a leg.
Yeah. I'm going to do a kick some ass roll to just knock her on her ass to try and pin her down.
Okay.
That is a 9.
A 9. That is still a success. So you inflict harm on, and fortunately you needed a 10 plus for the extra effect. But how much harm do you do?
Let's see. I'll be biting onto her to pin her down. So that is 4 harm, intimate.
Okay, and are you biting a specific body part?
I'm gonna say
arm,
like
shoulder, neck, torso.
in between where the neck meets shoulder, that area.
Okay. Yeah, the clavicle. As you chomp down with your narrow jaws, another kind of similar trait that you both seem to have in a weird way, as you feel scale and bone crunch under your jaws, as that gush of blood in your mouth, again very similar to the sheep and your flashback to training with the doppelganger. Well, training is is a very generous way to phrase what you remembered. It was more like learning, interrogation, torture. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, you chomp down, and Carnagor gives this shout and whips the head around, kind of headbutting against you, like slamming her brow against yours, trying to headbutt you off, which would do another 2 damage.
Okay.
She seems to be acting more sluggish now.
Guys.
Maybe the silver might be taking effect.
Guys, he's slowing the fuck down.
Oh, Tommy.
Yes.
Just for fun, roll me 2d6 plus sharp.
Okay, give me a second. Zero that. That's probably not good. That is a 4.
Okay. No worries. It wasn't something that you would get, a punishment for it. It was just something if you notice something. Okay. Who wants to go next?
I would like
Tommy?
to try something.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Let's see if it works at all. Scroll up to see my stat. Yay, 10.
And what are you doing?
Well, with the mention that she's slowing down and with Silver and noticing how we're going for more crippling blows, gonna take the silver knife and attempt to get at any tendons she has.
Okay.
Really ensure she can't slip away this time.
And like the
'Cause,
arm or the leg?
She's down on the ground. I suppose mobilizing one of the arms would mean she hurts us less.
That is, in fact, not a bad idea. That's the position.
Where the fuck
So,
is it?
10 for your kick some ass.
Yeah.
Okay, gain advantage, the +1 forward or +1 to someone else. Inflict terrible harm for an extra 1 harm. So for less harm and retaliation, or force them where you want.
I'm gonna say take less harm because I know she's going to slap the fuck out of me for it.
Indeed. So you run up and on the other side that Tommy has bent down on the shoulder, you see her trying to support herself with her arm on that side because that's the side that she lost the leg. So you run up, kind of sliding under Tommy, and sort of similar move that Olivia did, but you drag it across the inside of the elbow. Very nasty place to cut, and her body kind of buckles a bit as you slice the load-bearing limb. She also, reaches, basically punching under her body to get you. Her fist turning rocky, almost like reinforced knuckles, as it would do 2 damage.
Well, with 1 less harm in my armor, I managed to slip away from her counterattack unharmed.
Nice. So, and with that, she's like barely holding herself up with that arm, and really seems like she's losing fighting capability.
Has anyone else? Is anyone left to go in this round?
Me.
Oh, it's been pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I think only 2 of us have gone so far.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use my turn to I don't know if I want to kick ass or if I want to use my other healing ability.
Maybe you should.
Nah,
I
kick some
know that John Landis killed those kids in Vietnam, but listen, the movie's still valid.
Are we talking about the Blues Brothers?
Well, John Landis also directed American Werewolf in London.
Oh, right.
He's actually a very prolific and great director. It's a shame
He
about the
is.
manslaughter.
The oopsie.
Yeah.
It's a shame his son turned out to be a shithead in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Should I kick ass to use my healing ability, or should I just use the other healing ability that I have?
Kick ass.
Which
Kick
is
ass
more effective?
has a chance for retaliation.
Yeah, they're both effective in the same way, except the life drain, I might roll over a 12 and be able to inflict terrible harm and get 3 back instead of 2.
Well, then obviously life drain.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
What vampire hasn't wanted to drink the sweet, sweet blood of a wolf?
Sure.
Or werewolf?
Well, Carnagor's only like maybe 3% wolf.
Well, everyone always says werewolf, but nobody ever asks why wolf. How wolf?
Or how
That's
is
because
it?
Adventure Time asked why wolf.
Yeah.
So we got
And those
the answer
cats
to
were
that one.
perverts.
Well, no, those are the hug wolves.
So I did get an 11.
Right.
11. Ooh.
So I don't get to
Well, you
inflict
get-
terrible harm, but I do get to have 2 harm healed.
Well, no, plus 10, you get the extra effect.
I thought that was 12 plus 12.
Nope.
No, 10 plus. Over 12 is the advanced.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Pile drive her.
Okay, then I'll inflict terrible harm and take 3 of my hit points back.
Okay, as you just latch on.
Pretty
You
much.
latch onto the other side of the neck that Tommy's latched onto.
Yeah. You know, just
Okay.
helping pin down while also just like, hey, fuck you.
Okay, so the tail, your whips at your back because you kind of latch onto her back and then chomp down onto her neck. Whips down onto your back. It would deal 2 harm, but I think you resist that, right?
Yeah. I'll take 1.
So it wouldn't take any of your healing back.
Alright, okay. How's she looking?
The thing is, Winifred, you would notice that you're kind of worried that she was going to spike you with like a thagomizer because she has been, or crush you with like a bone club, like an ankylosaur. Because you've seen her, the tail that you detached do those, but this was just like a whip.
Oh,
I need you to do the read a bad situation roll. 2d6 plus sharp, but actually it would be 3d6. Take the higher 2.
Okay.
Now that you are also grappled onto this monstrosity alongside Tommy. But you are a vampire. You have special senses.
And you probably have a better sharp than I do.
Yeah, read a bad situation. Yeah, I rolled pretty good. 6. So 12.
whew.
Okay, I will DM you what you notice.
Okay.
DM.
I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Okay. Don't know if that makes sense.
Let me see here. Okay. That's not good.
Okay.
She's gonna, still attached to Carnagor's neck. She's gonna, roll her shoulders so everybody can see her back.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of, wrench her to the side so whoever is there can see what I see.
Yeah, Tommy, you wouldn't be able to see, but Hanzo, you are close enough to see this. And because of the way Winifred pulls, it in fact exposes even. Do you want to describe it?
Yeah, I mean, it says that there is a split inside the armor scales, like a deep, bloodless wound that reminds you of a cicada's molt, where her neck meets her shoulders.
Ooh. Oh, she's Kushala Deora.
Oh God,
Not the
Is she-
hurricane one wins.
is she molting out of herself, or did she already leave?
Oh
did.
God, wait! Please
this-
don't tell me she's pulling us.
Carnagor's still fighting.
Yeah, but
No.
did she eject her part of herself and left just a body to fight.
Mm-hmm. You'll have to wait and see. There's still a significant threat that's trying to tear you all apart.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I have my
Um,
mouth on her neck, so I
Analysis
can't
comes
say
later.
anything.
Do I see that?
Sure. You backed up after doing the leg attack.
Yeah. Honda, what is that?
What is what?
The
Yeah,
I'm
Oh.
talking about the
we
thing.
we saw the same thing, but in this case,
Yeah, the
it's just
rest of you would be able to notice it now that more attention's being pulled to it. But unless someone acts soon, she's going to,
yeah.
attack out of turn.
She's just gonna like figure out later.
All right. Olivia runs up to Carnivore.
Being chomped on by a vampire and wear thylacine.
Yeah. Ooh. Is there anything notable about the split when I get closer? Like right up to her? Or would
In the time that sense, Winifred, Winifred is, dirty, but she's still small and kind of light in comparison to Carnivore.
Mhm.
So Winifred wasn't able to hold it exposed open, because that would be more of a, hold them where you want them.
Yeah, I would have to
Then
kick some ass
acceptable.
again.
All right. Oh God. Okay, how do I want to do this? Hanzo, go. I need to actually think of something.
Alrighty.
Well, Carlos.
Oh, Carlos hasn't gone either. When did
I
you two
haven't
go?
gone.
I need to think of something.
No, Hanzo just went and sliced the
Oh,
arm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then
You kind
Hanzo.
of jumped ahead, Olivia, so.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah,
Alright, your
Carlos.
turn.
Carlos
I'm
and
good.
Fred, although I think Fred is just going to continue to stand back, right?
Yeah.
Fred's not dying currently.
Listen, Fred gave it a shot. Fred's learned a lesson.
You did break its arm. Yeah, it healed quickly, but you were able to break its arm in the moment. So
In this sort of a situation, Carlos is like, well, everybody's on top of it, so if I do magic, I'm going to hurt somebody else. I hate using this old thing, and he reaches into his pocket and pulls out one of the oldest looking pistols you've seen and just aims and fires.
That's worse.
wait, what is it?
A
So
pistol!
I have had on my body this entire time, because it's part of the starting equipment, an old revolver.
Oh, nice.
So
Like
it's
a
an
cowboy
old,
era.
maybe slightly newer than that, but definitely
World
like
War II,
turn of
maybe?
the more like turn of the century.
Okay, 12, and no bonuses for that, but that's still
2 harm,
Ow.
close and reload, and loud.
and that's kick some ass. So you get an extra effect. The +1 forward or give 1 forward to another hunter. Inflict 1 extra harm, or suffer harm, or force them where you want them.
I kind of want to force him where I want him, which I guess is like down.
Okay.
And it's sort of like the concussive ability of a large pistol in an enclosed concrete space.
Now, tell me,
Yeah.
did you take one of the silver bullets that was offered by Suze, or did you all just do the silver weaponry that you have?
I don't think I took any because
I mean, I didn't think Tommy would, but I was meaning Carlos. Do you think you would have taken that?
Oh, I would have, but this would entirely be just a normal round of ammunition.
Okay.
Because
Well,
after
that's
he
still,
hurt Tommy, he's willing actions only.
yeah, and so you're doing the inflict terrible harm?
No, put him where I want him, which is down on the
Force him.
ground.
Oh, yes, right. Well, that works perfectly, because you would, it's again, there's your friends clambering around this. Liv is getting closer, but you look to where Hanzo sliced its arm, and where the arm is kind of quaking, trying to support its weight.
Mm-hmm.
You aim for that, and all of your ears ring as the gunshot goes off in this concrete and metal room underground. As Tommy and Winifred, you find your platform that you're grappling on suddenly goes tipping sideways as you sever the arm at the elbow.
Okay.
And she falls on her side. Now, half limbs on the right side, both. And you see the arm drop, or like she kind of collapses on top of it partially, but now you just see the hand just flailing wildly, like the same way you saw the tail doing. Just it seems when something gets detached from Carnivore, it just starts flailing aggressively, try to reach out and maim whatever is near.
So how much harm do I take?
Oh, none.
Oh. Okay.
Well, maybe some hearing damage that might come back in a couple years, but
Yeah, that happens.
I believe that's the start of the next turn order. And Carnivore is a mess. She is barely, well, she can't really stand now, but Tommy, you can tell she's getting a lot more sluggish.
It's a lesser Michael J. Fox film than Back to the Future, but Teen Wolf has valuable lessons too. All you gotta do is get good at basketball and you got no problems.
And bouncing on a car.
And also, be wary of guys' dicks popping out.
Oh.
No.
Did that happen in Teen Wolf?
Yeah, there's at the very end, a dick pops out of a background character.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh.
I don't remember that.
No.
I like that we're having this conversation while we're pinning this thing down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright. I run up to Carnivore. See how I do. 8. That's still a success. Okay, only gonna do 1 harm, but I'm also doing precision strike.
and what are you attacking with?
My bare hands.
So what are you doing?
Hold on. I need to see if this succeeds first.
Are you doing like the comedy thing where you just like poke her eyes?
So, what happens if I get a 7?
It's like, I'm gonna punch this gator, everybody.
I'm going to do very little damage because I rolled like shit. But
I will punch the gator.
he runs up and I guess swings around to get behind Carnivore. Gets both her arms up under Carnivore's armpits and suplexes her.
Singular armpit.
Are you sure you don't have luchador levels?
Well, so you can't get her around the armpits because Carnivore's just too big, but you can wrap your arms around the waist, which would still be able to do the suplex. So Tommy and Winifred.
Who's the closest to her?
Tommy and Winifred, because they're like on top of Carnivore.
Okay, okay. That she only takes 2 harm, unfortunately, but
okay. And there another effect to that? No. Okay. So 2 harm?
Yeah, but if I'd rolled better, stuff might have happened, but I did not roll better. So 2 harm.
Okay.
But I don't know how melee stats exactly work yet. So
Okay, so you run up, and much like the Kasha, you wrap your arms around her at her waist, and in
God.
a feat that would probably seem more likely for Winifred to pull off, and Tommy, now that you know his monstrous origins, you yank her up, and maybe it's because she's, a little bit lighter now,
Yeah.
in certain ways.
Yeah, limbs are actually kind of heavy.
Yeah.
You
Also,
flip her back, and
if you know how to use someone's weight against them,
oh yeah, you use your body as the fulcrum to flip her back, and she doesn't slam onto the floor because there's not that much space behind you because Tommy and Winifred kept backing her into the corner. You basically fling her backwards into the wall and slam into and dent a bunch of the pipes. That's probably more where the damage came from, as she just kind of gets clunked back into there and just kind of seems staggered for a second, allowing you to get back, only taking 1 harm as the tail lashes out at you, almost react reflexively.
Okay,
Whipping across your shins, more essentially.
I'm going to attempt to use. It wasn't as bad as it looks because I have 3 harm, and I'd prefer not to.
Okay. So, Carnagor's there. What other she do?
9.
She
Once
is.
from a- Okay, I heal 1 harm.
Okay.
The tail whip was not as bad as it looked like it was.
Yeah, it stung more than actually did harm.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next? Carnagor is quite literally on the ropes.
Yeah, fucking luchador moved her.
You see Winifred.
Are you not?
Give
Are
no-
you like a disciple of El Oso, and no one's? You haven't said anything about it.
You see Winifred shoot Olivia like a weird look.
This universe is
Olivia-
El Coatl.
Olivia is focused.
Yeah, she yanked Carnagor away from both of you, so that was rude.
That's not why she's
Who-
giving her a weird look.
So who wants to go next?
Well, if nobody minds, I can bite her again.
No, go for
Go
it.
ahead.
Now that she's been thrown onto the floor, and I could jump on her again. Alright. That is just a 10.
Well, that's still enough to get the extra effect. That's the.
So then, yeah, I'm gonna heal all of my harm finally, and
Gonna drink her like a Capri Sun.
Capri Sun, yep.
Actually,
I only
don't-
need the 2 healing, so I'm going to use my extra effect to dodge any damage or take less harm.
well, I wish Olivia hadn't just BRB'd, because how do you want to? You've defeated Carnagor.
Oh, okay.
We could always wait for her to come back.
Of
Yeah.
course, the vampire deals the finishing blow.
Yep, vampire versus werewolf classic. Magic must defeat magic or whatever.
So she's just gonna like push her down by the neck and bite her again until she stops moving, and then just keep holding her. Just
Yeah, you basically drain out what blood hasn't gushed out yet. It's not like quite like life force levels of blood drainage and shrivelage, but yeah, you drain whatever vital essence Carnagor had left.
Always works better with Gelfling.
No.
As the thrashing form of Carnagor finally falls still.
Wait, when is the game set again?
1993.
2.
2, sorry.
1992. So Dark Crystal would be a thing.
Yeah, it would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would actually be probably around the time it mentally scarred me as a child. And then it scared me so much I wouldn't watch it for another 12 years.
Oh, good. I'm not the
You
only
know what
one who did
movie?
that too.
You know what movie was that for me? Spirited Away.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
There were a few movies that were that for me.
Dark Crystal did scare the shit out of me. The exact same. I wouldn't watch it again.
It wasn't an intense movie for Muppets.
So, like, for me, it was the 1-2 punch of the death of the Emperor and the scene where they cast out the Chamberlain. Which after the movie, like after I stopped watching the movie, somewhere shortly after that point, I conflated those two scenes in my mind, and just remembered the death of the Emperor as all of the Skeksis see him on his deathbed and rip him to shreds.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Because the combination of seeing the Emperor crumble to dust, followed shortly thereafter by the Chamberlain being surrounded by the Skeksis and having his clothes ripped off, was so horrifying to me. Like, the Skeksis were so nasty to each other that, like, I couldn't watch the movie anymore. And the trauma mixed together, so it was just one scene of the Skeksis tearing one of their own to shreds.
Jesus.
God.
And so when I rewatched it as a teenager, I was like, oh, thank God, it's not as bad as I remember. It's actually a very enchanting movie.
All right, now we gotta wait for Scatha.
Wait, so what happened after Scatha?
We're waiting for everyone to be here. Because combat's over. Carnivores defeated.
Hey!
He did.
No!
Too late.
I wonder if silver tainted blood would give Winifred a stomachache.
Probably.
Oh God, it might. No, we were trying
Just
not
later.
to kill
She's just
her.
she's gonna get drowsy off of all the tranquilizer.
Later, she's just gonna be laying in bed, and Fred's gonna be there. Hey, Fred. Yeah, Tommy
Yeah?
hurt. I'm being so brave about it, though.
It's okay. YouTubers' tummies hurts all the time.
I can't remember where I saw this, but it was a story where a vampire found someone passed out in an alleyway and like, oh, free meal. It drank them, and it turned out to be someone like high off of high-grade opium or heroin. I guess that's the same thing. But so they ended up getting that secondary high, and they're like, oh, fuck, I'm just going to sit here for a moment, digest this. But they lost track of time and ended up torched by the sun.
Oh my God.
I can't remember what it was from. It sounded like might have been something for Preacher.
Makes sense.
But sorry to anyone listening. Kind of momentum died.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Just like
We're all fine. Carnigore's just sitting here like, okay, if they forget that they defeated me, I can still pull this out of the bag.
If I played dead real convincingly.
Did Callie get abducted by the cats?
Maybe.
You hate to see it.
Typically, I love to see it when someone is just swamped by affectionate cats.
I can't believe Winifred killed Tommy's sister.
Oh God.
Drank her like a Capri Sun.
Well, there's worse Capri Sun related ways to go out. Could be like that one YouTube video that called itself every 90s kids commercial.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. I blame Lydia.
There's the video where it's just a bunch of teens just chanting the words over and over, Big Capri Sun, Big Capri Sun, as they squeeze out individual Capri Suns into like a 5-gallon Ziploc bag until it's a giant Capri Sun, and then they all just stab their individual straws and start drinking from it like a bunch of Pikmin, like a bunch of hummingbirds.
From what it sounds like, that sounds like a ritual to me.
Yeah, that's the vibe the video had.
You know, the sacred liquid must be placed into the proper vessel before it is drunk.
The nectar can only be consumed out of a plastic sack.
Oh God.
I know. I try to make that as unpleasant as possible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome?
God damn it.
Little Fred.
Dead. Dusted. Carnivore drank her back.
Okay. So, Winifred, do you want to describe how you dealt with Carnivore? As Carnivore was thrown back against these dented pipes.
Yeah, as soon as she gets thrown against the pipes, Winifred follows directly behind, slamming her into the wall even farther. Grabs her neck, pulls it aside, and bites again. And now she's just holding her there, hoping, she's done.
As you brace yourself, waiting for the retaliatory strikes that seem to, come every time her body's attacked. It doesn't, as her body gives this, fairly familiar but still jarring death twitches before falling still, as you no longer feel the blood pumping or the heartbeat pulsing. And unfortunately, you might have something of a tummy ache later, because I realized while you're gone, she's like doped up pretty good on tranquilizer and silver.
That's fine. She's eating worse.
Has she?
Like Ronald Reagan.
Right.
This is around
True.
the time where meth and cocaine are big and not
Oh,
pure.
there was a lot of cocaine.
I've eaten worse.
Like Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. I'm gonna make that canon. I ate Ronald Reagan.
So the combat is finished. The Carnivore falls still. Eventually, the flailing limbs do as well, burning through whatever stored energy that they seem to have.
Is she unconscious?
Well, how about we investigate a mystery about what the fuck is up with her back?
Well, an investigate a mystery is actually what I was going to say. Who wants to do a field autopsy?
I will.
Oh, yeah. Probably not the first time you've done it, Miss Animal Control.
Yeah, seems to be a mystery. I'm technically good at that. Let's see how it goes.
Hanzo, you're rolling as well?
10.
On a 7 to 9, I get a hold of 1.
Yep. And you get 3 with a 10, Olivia. So, best way in is probably not going to be relevant.
No.
We can also ask our own questions if
Yeah,
none of those
yeah.
fit.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, no, I was looking at Rita. Okay, you get a hold of 2, Olivia.
We have 3
Oh, good
questions
idea.
between us.
That happened here. What sort of creature is it? What can it do? Blah, blah, blah. What can hurt it? Blah, blah, blah.
What? I feel like what happened here would be the first thing to ask.
Fair.
Okay. Using probably Winifred and Tommy's help, because, dead bodies become dead weight, and there was a lot of weight to Carnivore, so you're going to need some super strength to really pull her out of this tangle of pipes as you pull her out. And
Yeah, isn't it so ironic that's like harder to handle something that is completely dead weight, more so than if it's actively struggling.
Yeah.
And you kind of pull her over so the body's laying on its front, and going to where Winifred had spotted. And Tommy, this is what I had you roll to see if you had noticed during the fight. But reaching in, you see the seam or the split in the scales. But reaching in, you pull it open, and it's like it looks both like it reminds you of like a cicada's molt or like a shed exoskeleton rather than a lizard shedding its skin, because there's just this split going up across where the spine would be, and you see the spine itself split, down the middle. But as you look closer, it's bloodless, and you realize there's like a gap inside it, and then you perhaps get a little you might have to get your hands dirty a bit, but reaching into this cavity, whoever does this, like, you can instruct someone else to investigate it, like if you want Winifred to do it or someone else.
I am the animal expert.
Reaching into this cavity through the split, you realize it leads up towards the skull, and perhaps gruesomely, sorry to get a little descriptive here, you reach in further and find the skull cavity is empty.
What the fuck?
So you're implying that her brain escaped.
And when you say that, you look at it, like Winifred, you say that, and Hanzo, if you say that out loud, you start pulling it back, and Winifred, you're probably the most experienced at looking at, organic structures and finding shapes in them. Yeah, it kind of looks like there might be a vaguely lizard-shaped gap inside this cavity.
Carnivore this whole time was a meat mecca.
What the fuck?
In her brain, there was a little lizard.
The sewer lizard that was tormenting Tommy is in fact Carnivore.
This is just like the Silent Hill dog.
God.
You're the one responsible for all this. It's a gecko licking its eyes.
So we're dealing with like a brain that didn't die situation?
There's two other questions. You have two other holes.
Where did it go?
Yeah.
Looking where you go back to where you had first staked it, and she had ripped the heart out, and where she had started to go feral, it seemed. Looking around, there's actually like there's not like a splatter of blood that beyond what you would guess to be from like the battle, but looking around, you see off in this little area where it hadn't been disturbed by the fight, you do see like a trail of slick fluid, not quite blood, but maybe like plasma, leading off into the darkness. And you crouch down, and there is like a crack leading into the concrete.
Son of a bitch.
Damn it.
Well,
no wonder she went feral. She was on autopilot.
And if you remember, every time a piece of body part became detached from Carnivore, it attacks blindly.
I fucking called it.
There's no pursuing that.
God.
Yeah. No idea where she could have gone.
well, we did at least get rid of her control device via the living hearts, so maybe she won't eat people.
Who knows?
Well, just going by, like Winifred's going off by the size of it, of the gap, she's probably not going to be able to eat anything more than, rodents for a while, because whatever it is fairly small. It seems like,
Like,
it wasn't like the whole brain escape.
Crawled away.
Yeah, it seems like there was an eject mechanism, for lack of a better term.
Hamburger sized.
Carnivore? Carnivore?
Here, girl.
She's long, girl. She's long gone.
Long girl.
Long girl.
Long girl.
God.
We went to the same place.
Hey, high
High
five.
five.
So
Damn it! I should have noticed sooner.
there was you do have another hold if you want to use it, but you've pretty much cracked the mystery of what happened.
The other ones we have?
I guess I'll ask the next question.
Yeah, unless
I
if
mean,
you had like a question that.
I mean, I asked one, you asked one. I had two.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I mean, if you have a suggestion, like, go for it.
yeah. Let me think.
yeah, I kind of rule it when people roll together on a roll. If you want to share that to who else, if you have extra and you want to give it to also whoever rolled, it's fine. If you're all working on the same problem. Plus, I mean, you can always hold on to it for later.
Yeah. Well, we've figured out what exactly happened, and she's gone.
I have something. The way she went, do I have any idea where that would lead, potentially?
Away from the cistern, but you're not sure, like, if that... it's the direction away from the cistern, more towards the drainage system, the tunnels, but it's not towards the swamp.
Okay.
But you don't know if that, how long that, if she can double back or go. It's really tricky to tell down here, especially with a crevice like that.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to show up on any maps.
But I will say that probably, if you point it out, it doesn't look like it was dug by anything. It just looks like foundational damage.
Yeah.
Who knows where it could lead?
Fuck.
At the very least, this means that she won't be a threat to anyone for quite a while.
Okay, but she's in danger. She's weak and vulnerable.
Nothing could be helped about it.
Oh my god. Why are you revving your engine in your driveway?
Bored.
Must make Dick feel big.
Probably.
I'm sorry, somehow my car got stuck in this gravel pit next to my house. So I gotta try to get it out. So jeez, it's just getting deeper in there.
Mm-hmm.
Might not have a fix for this one, gang.
Damn it, TT.
I'm just joshing. I don't have a house.
Aw.
You kind of do now.
I'm living at a friend's.
I suppose there's nothing for it now. We just keep our ear to the ground.
She's not going to be much of a threat for a while, at least to anything bigger than a rat. I'm just glad that I didn't kill your friend.
Yeah.
You do feel a little queasy, but it's nothing you can't handle.
Yeah. You really dodged that Jenny gutter bullet there.
What?
Never mind.
Whenever it smacks her lips together and goes, oh god, that... Blah. Ugh.
I mean, we went into this with silver, with a friend.
Ugh.
Not just silver, like silver laced tranquilizers. I'm surprised you're not asleep.
I don't sleep.
It was diluted through the blood, but still.
Still,
Now, aside from the exit wound for the little skitter brain,
Uh-huh.
Her body is mostly like still meat and shit, right?
Yeah, if you do a more thorough examination, it will get a little more bloodier because you are cutting into a body.
Yeah.
She does have the typical organ arrangement that you would expect with some, minor, well, not minor, but some differences, maybe a few extra organs. You're not sure the thing, but you do recognize like there's lungs, there's a heart, there's, digestive system, there's a liver, stuff like that, but with some additional like glands and a few, without going like a full-on autopsy, which
Yeah,
might be a challenge to get this body out of here in one piece.
That's what I'm gonna say. Bring up because, look, while we probably could learn maybe a thing or two from this husk, we're also not supposed to be down here, and it may be best just to torch the corpse.
I don't know if we can.
Carlos.
As you wish.
Whoa.
Carlos, you hear your voice, or someone say your voice, your name in your head in a fairly familiar way.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Carlos.
Speaking? Like, this is in his head.
I can't fit in there. Can you emerge, please?
You can't fit in there. Can we emerge, please? Yes, and that is verbally allowed.
What?
Okie dokie, artichoke.
You
He just watched Carlos turn around and walk outside.
And when you open the door and peek out into the tunnel, you look back towards where the swamp, this tunnel, this maintenance tunnel opens up into the swamp area, the cistern, and almost completely wedged into the width of this hallway, you see a large albino eyeless crocodilian head.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Aw.
Didn't know you were down here. Or up
Thundar?
here? Yeah, it's Thundar. He just says that leading back in the door. Casually, like that's not a major breach of, oh, fuck.
Olivia has the moment of, oh, fuck.
Yes, please come in, Super Predator.
Oh,
We're
he can't
just
fit in
really
here. We gotta
vulnerable and bloody and delicious looking.
Okay, no, she's not, oh, fuck, a predator, because it's Olivia. She's, oh, fuck, Carnagor's here.
Thundar.
Thundar's here.
Thundar's here.
Oh,
That
fucking
means she can
Thundar.
get here.
Oh, that's because the superorganisms opened up into the cistern.
Yeah.
That's what the swamp's from.
That's why I'm. Well, no, she doesn't say that out loud. It's like an internal. Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. So Carlos will pop out and be like, "Hold on a second, I'm gonna go talk to Thundar, guys."
Does anyone follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You
I like
walk out
Thundar.
and seeing you all approach the large Sierra Andre crocodilian, shuffles back to give you all space so you can emerge. Because again, it's like this tunnel was only like shoulder wide, barely shoulder wide, or barely bigger for a tall, wider person to get through because it was just meant for maintenance. But so they shuffle back and goes, I was surprised to hear your thoughts this close.
Well, we were investigating a surface creature getting down into this neck of the woods when it shouldn't have. It's been dealt with.
Yes, as I approached, I heard the sounds of violence through your thoughts and smelled blood. I came to see if you needed help, but it seems this eyeless head just kind of swivels to get you regard you all, and you all hear this. It's being broadcast to you,
Oh.
and you remember Thunder couldn't do that. It required Carlos's magic above ground, but once you entered the superorganism, it seemed he regained the ability to project this telepathy. And here he seems to not have really a trouble with it as he's speaking to you all. There was signs that there was a new creature moving about, but they were quick to avoid us. Well, me.
Yes, you would be a threat, big guy.
They were kin to Tommy, pointing to Tommy, who I don't remember shifted back from his weird thylacine.
Yeah, Tommy, are you still?
Yeah, because
You
full
would have
moon and
to, like,
whatnot.
yeah, it's definitely going to be harder for you. You might not be able to return to human form during this night. Actually, now that now that you remind me of that, especially being so amped up during a fight. But, yeah, it was kind of a squeeze. You had to wedge yourself in through the tunnel. But Thundar, regards you eyelessly as goes, "Oh yes, you were heavier than the rest. This explains."
Call you.
But yeah,
But-
like I said, we had pretty much got the situation under control, I think.
Our quarry escaped. She's small and vulnerable now, but she's clearly still alive.
And they go, "Think of it, so I may know." Basically, ask you to describe.
We didn't see what her new form looks like, but Hanzo's obviously going to lend his the image he's imagined in his head, which is say a fucking brain that is turned into a lizard.
And there's that crocodilian rumble, but from a creature this size, you all feel it like someone's bass boosted just vibrations in your gut. And they go, "Curious."
She is a creation of mad science.
She is also a victim. And she looks like at Carlos, my blood sister.
I don't know if she's your sister or not. That's not my job.
No, you said it earlier.
Yeah,
'Cause she got my blood in her.
Yeah, because you got stabbed by a quill, Olivia. Carlos took it
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
and used
I
that
did
as
it.
a magical.
That was a yeah. It's like, oh, I meant that as a joke. You're good. You're not like cursed or anything.
Nope. You called her my sister. I can't not care about that.
Hanzo's gonna cock an eyebrow.
We'll talk about it later.
And
My
Thunder
friend's over
just
there
kinda-
wiping her face. It's like, can we fucking wrap this up so I can get this off?
And Thunder kind of, they don't stand up to full height because strangely Sirandra kind of have a semi-bipedal stance, but they just kind of, it's like someone resting on their elbows as they're just like listening and talking to you. And they go, "If in my patrol of this territory I encounter it, I will, well, it's hard to reach out through." They kind of give a scratch through the mud to the concrete underneath. Through this to think loud enough for you to hear. But
Olivia thinks of the easiest way to get to where she lives from here, where she would preferably not run into people.
the
Well,
Caragor doesn't really have the. They go, I can't. I will not go above again.
All right,
It is
all
too
right.
dangerous up there for myself and others. Your kind.
It's understandable.
If you don't mind me asking, Carnagor, how long has this breach been open?
Thunder.
Thundar.
Hmm.
See,
And they,
we're still talking about her.
yeah, they kind of give the scratch under their chin with a single claw. Hmm. A while. This is a.
He will nod and accept that. He didn't expect I mean, it's probably hard to keep. Humans measure by the course of the sun, and you can't do that if you're subterranean.
They go. Well, they go thinking if there is. When this place floods, it happens. Okay. They seem to be thinking about it, but
Number
yeah,
crunching.
it's kind of hard for them to really consider that because they're not really math. Numbers aren't really a thing, or too big of a concern. They are a
Numbers
thing for
are
them. It's just not too big of a concern.
Yeah.
Or bigger numbers aren't really, but they go. It has been here for some time. It is. Would you like to see the mouth?
Oh,
Sure.
Okay.
Very well.
Follow. Stay close. And Thunder will turn and lead you deeper. The sewer crocodile leading you deeper into the cistern.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I will escort you back after I show you, as he's lumbering along, and going downhill. It seems he's going directly towards the deepest part of the cistern, and there are parts where the mud gets fairly thick, as so does the weird red plants and the moss. But it's strange as you're following in Thundar's trail. It's like the plant life kind of reacts to his presence, as some of the bioluminescence that hasn't really been noticeable to you all, using your lights, and just seems to glow a little bit brighter in his passing. Almost kind of adding a bit of ambient light to it. Don't know if it's him doing it on purpose or if it's just some reaction to this telepathic endofauna passing through. But
Psychic crocodile.
and stopping, they point as there is like a kind of like a lip in the concrete where it suddenly like dips deeper, and they stop and lift out a finger. As you see in the, it's probably the lushest and most overgrown you've seen down here, and it gets a little bit hard to breathe. As Winifred, you realize the group probably doesn't want to be here too long, because you see with, it's like an oculus, or like an iris of teeth that are closed shut, as you recognize them very similar to the teeth that you saw emerging from the wall in the mine several weeks ago when you escorted Thunder back into the superorganism. But here the mouth is closed, and there is no gap in these teeth that seem to have chewed their way through the concrete.
Oh.
And Thunder goes, this one we knew about and keep safe. Keep things from getting out, or nasty things from getting out or in.
This is
Appreciate that.
Well,
Well, we appreciate that.
And
Continue to do so, then.
they place their hand down on the ground, in contact with these sinewy, like weed-like growths that seem to stretch out from the superorganisms, well, the mouth as they called it, and you hear this like cracking of bone as you see the teeth slowly start to part. Goes, and then showing, flexing open briefly, so there's almost like an exhale of the interior atmosphere before it closes shut, and when Thunder pulls its hand back.
Oh,
So it responds to you.
This one does.
All right, then.
It is our duty.
We need to not linger here. We're not built for this place like you are.
No, and and he turns to start leading you back now that you've witnessed this. And on the way back, they go, "May I trust that this remains secret? Secrets are a thing of the surface, but it is needed down here."
You needn't worry.
It kind of turns its head around to look at you, even though it doesn't have eyes. But you still get that sense that Thunder is regarding you as it asks this.
As a what?
As Thunder asks you all, will you keep the secret? They kind of stop and turn to regard you all, without eyes, but you get that kind of psychic pressure where they are regarding you all.
Yes. We will keep it secret.
Just kind of like cocking her head, like she's thinking, I know I should say something to, Potent, but she's also like, fuck Potent.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Hanzo's gonna share a look with Winifred. Probably has the same notion.
Olivia, meanwhile,
And
fuck
gonna
her.
express something along the lines of, well, clearly this breach has been here for a long time, long enough that no one has known about it. It's never been a problem. Therefore, we don't need to report it.
There we go, Hanzo.
Because
they're not paying you for this job.
Yeah, and besides, I'm not on duty.
Oh yeah, fuck
We
it.
only ever reported the other breach because that's where the chupacabras came from.
And the whole poaching business.
Nothing's come out of this one thanks to Thundar, so I'm of the mind that it's taken care of.
It might as well not exist, right?
Right.
And hearing you all muse about that, Thunder seems satisfied as they turn back and continue leading you back towards the Carnigore's body shell.
We do need to come to a conclusion about this.
Thunder,
Yes.
do you destroy this body?
Sorry, you were quiet. What?
Could you destroy this body?
I can dispose of it.
Just tosses it into the nearest puddle of water.
Yeah, I was thinking he just eats it.
Yeah, well, that is the puddle of water. All the crabs are like, yay!
Yay!
I'd like to be able to take it with us, but
You do have, I'll just say it, you do have some fairly conveniently severed limbs.
yeah.
If you want to bring those in for, your boss. But
absolutely.
or
It's just like, the body is like, oh, that's so much.
I will say, wait, never mind. I shouldn't be DMing or, trying to. Anyways, it's up to you what you decide with it. So you're asking These giant
Thunder.
reptiles.
Thunder. You let me name
Thunder.
him. His name is Thunder with 2
Oh,
R's.
you know what, Carlos? You know what you should do? Didn't the kids meet Thundar?
I do not
yeah,
remember.
Yeah, when with Fred. That was when Fred
Because they
first
got
encountered
ganked
it.
by the Chupacabra and Thundar saved them.
Yeah, the Chupacabra was about to chow down on Fred when it popped out and dragged it in.
Saved me once. I'm cool with Thunder.
I was about to suggest, if you want to be real cheeky, Carlos, you should ask the kids, because I'm sure they're artistically inclined, as a lot of children are. Make a comic of Thundar. It's a totally original creation. It's not based on any real creature.
Well, the Siandras are they are known.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
knew what a Strandra was.
Just not how intelligent they are. That was definitely a big surprise for you, Winifred.
Yeah. So the kids could totally get away with these are the adventures of Thundar, the psychic crocodile.
So, Thundar goes, if that would be helpful to you, I suppose I can find a way to dispose of it. Either if it's appealing, it may take a bite, or just there are many ways for things to disappear down in the beast.
Just, thank you, Tonagor. It is, it is nice to see you. Wish it was under less intense circumstances, but
Yes, you all smell and look like. What is the human term? Heck?
shit, hell.
Shit, hell. Vulgar.
Yes.
We all look like shit hell. The hell where poops go to die.
Okay.
Thunder doesn't know what that is, but I don't like that.
Yeah, same.
Anyways, Thunder, he goes, you'll have to bring it out to me. I cannot.
Oh, right.
They swivel their head towards the tunnel. Is like, I cannot fit.
I'm gonna take this, the leg and the arm, because that might prove useful, but
For examination in case she ever returns or something like her threatens.
yeah, there is the
town again.
there's just the doppelganger around, and I can't imagine that there won't be some crossover. Is that okay?
Oh,
with
if they
you,
find out we
Tommy?
killed it, they'll probably, yeah.
Tommy,
Yeah, that should be fine.
would you prefer I keep it to look at myself, or are you all right with me taking it to the preserve?
Preserve is probably the best. They have
Okay.
equipment.
They've already got the tail, but more samples are always useful.
Yeah. All right, Tommy. Are you doing okay?
I'm gonna need some time.
You would
Let's
know
get outta
that
here.
going off of your watches and stuff that it is probably after sunset by now. 'Cause
That's fair.
you went down here maybe half an hour before sunset.
Yeah. It's a good thing we found Carnagor when we did, otherwise she may have been that much more ferocious.
Now, good
Hold
luck
on,
hunting,
Tommy.
Tommy.
I'm exhausted.
Just out of character, we have another half hour before people need to stop, right?
Right.
Hour and a half for me.
Oh, right. Shady, do you
Daylight
need to end
savings,
anything?
Yeah, Shady,
Yeah.
what's your time?
Yeah, hour at max, but I prefer closer to 10.
Okay.
Fair.
Because it's only 6:25 here, so I was just trying to remember. Okay. So, with Tommy, it might be a little gruesome and a little sad, even though you know she survived and is out there. You and Winifred are going to have to team up to haul Carnagor's body and kind of. Thankfully, it's hauling it up the steps that are the problem, to the tunnel because Thundar is able to reach in far enough with his weirdly long arms to grab and pull Carnagor's body out the rest of the way. Or Carnagor's shell. And while not as big, Carnagor looks like she probably could have put up a decent fight against Thundar. She's not as big as he is, but still, she was a weaponized life form. So Thundar nods, looks to you all, and feel that pressure goes. Don't be afraid to come visit. Because of my experience above, I have been chosen to be the watcher for this.
Olivia lights up. Oh, hell yeah, Carnagor.
But please, I am
Fuck, I
shy.
did. Hell yeah, Thundar. I'd be happy to come see you.
And they go, but please, no unexpected guests. I am shy.
Oh.
You don't know if they kind of grasp the wording on it, but you get the sense of like, please, no unexpected guests.
I will not bring you any unexpected guests. And I have food I will bring you next time.
Something you could give a feed of a burger.
I'm going to come up with a cart. I'm going to come up with a Ciandre salad or something like that. And I'm going to have, if I can get it approved by a Ciandre, I think that's a glowing review in my eyes.
They're
Thundar
carnivorous,
wants
aren't they?
hamburger.
Yeah, they're carnivores. But
The Thundar roast.
Yeah.
And Thunder says, in time, if you prove yourselves friends to the rest, this gate may be open to you. And then they kind of turn and start dragging Carnagor's body into the swamp.
Alrighty. Have fun and watch out for them eyes.
Be careful, it probably doesn't taste very good.
And there's no further response. Maybe he's out of range, but you see him go disappearing into beyond the pillars.
Oh, fuck.
Seriously,
Let's
though,
get outta
Carlos,
here.
I can't go outside like this.
Fine, I got a hose in the back.
So you're able to pick up the 2 limbs, the kind of mangled control heart, and anything else you want to root around her lair for. But
I don't like that sentence.
what?
The control heart.
I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah, I know. I don't like it.
It's like now that it's been named, it's been quantified.
I don't like it. Not one bit.
So, doing a
Oh.
quick, brief look around the lair, I'll say you don't even really need a roll for it. There's the remains of some previous animal meals, it looks like. And you find a torn, some torn clothing. But one of them is a lab coat. It's a coat that you recognize, Hanzo, because it was the coat that what was the guy? The Epiphany Maker. Suddenly blanking on his name. Not Damien. Micah. Dr. Porter. It was the jacket he was wearing when he was being, taken away by the cops.
And it's down here in the cistern?
Yes, but strangely, no blood on it. It's just torn.
He's gonna stop at his tracks, but bend down.
Compared to the
And,
other bits of clothing that does have blood, and I'll just say it later on, comparing it to the clothing of the other victims, it is patches of clothing of the other victims. But this one, no blood on it.
Yeah, he's gonna stop, bend down in recognition, or squat. That's the word. This is Dr. Porter's.
And somebody with good enough memory once pointed out, is like, oh yeah, that was the jacket.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, she had a control heart, Carlos says, holding up the control heart. So they probably just let her live down here because it was easier than having her go back to a clear building.
Yeah. Suppose this explains what happened to him. Because that happened on the news, that the truck was found destroyed. The car they were using to escort him.
It's been several months since the start of this. What happened was, and actually at the end of the last thing, Dr. Porter was being escorted by police car to Phoenix because they didn't really have like the police van here to like transport a lone guy there.
Mm-hmm.
But so that's when he made his escape using the hidden bone gun and bone knife from his forearms. But it was when he was escaping, and that was the stinger of the last arc, where he was followed by Carnagor, as you now know. But on the news, there was remains, limbs found of him, but the body was missing, but there was limbs. And
limbs that were clearly cloned.
Yep, which was what you learned from the vampire mortician.
Because he's going to put two and two together then, noticing the bloodless jacket. If I had to guess, Carnagor retrieved Dr. Porter alive.
Great. Fucker's still around.
Lovely.
Which would then track. That would mean Carnagor was tying up loose ends by going after the people that knew about Dr. Porter's involvement.
The other ones clearly weren't as important to Simulacra's plan, so killing them was fine.
Yeah, none of them had this. None of them were an actual doctor like Porter was.
Well, nothing for it now.
So, since we're sort of done for the night, what place around here do you think has good mozzarella sticks?
Oh, hold on. Let me bring up the location list, because I might actually have something.
Are you telling me my own restaurant's mozzarella sticks aren't good enough for you?
Oh, I mean, that's
Carlos, you make a lot of good food. No one's slamming your food. But we know you buy that shit from Whole Foods. We know you buy the mozzarella sticks in bulk, and you just put them in the deep fryer. They're already partially fried, and you cut corners off. Like, no one's knocking your cheese curds. You make those yourself. But we know that you just buy the mozzarella sticks. Okay? We know you're cutting corners of the mozzarella sticks because you want people to do the cheese curds. And that's fine. Sometimes I'm in the mood for cheese curds, but, like, I'd like a fresh mozzarella stick. With good breading.
I suppose we've all earned ourselves a little bit of a treat.
Yeah.
So I don't have like a specific like. I need to come up with more things. I have a list of like minor things, but none of you have gotten there yet. Like, no one's gone to Hair Me Out Barbershop. Or
wait, Hair Me Out Barbershop?
Yeah, the Hair Me Out.
Oh my God.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
Or the Ordinary Expedition Butcher Shop. Renamed years ago after complaints that the old name, the Catabasis Expedition Deli, implied the meats were harvested from the superorganism.
Ordinary
I mean-
expedition.
Oh, that's fucked up.
What would superorganism taste like?
Bad.
God, now I'm sitting here wondering.
Bad. Bad.
Next time you see Thundar, you can ask him.
I should have asked him.
There's also
I-
the Walk This Way Asian restaurant.
Oh my god.
That was
Hanzo's probably been there.
Fine, we'll go to Giuseppe's.
Oh no, actually, there's a place nearby that you would love. The Puzzled Snowman Ice Cream Shop. What's a snowman doing in Arizona? I mean, redemption.
Puzzles.
It is a sign of hubris, is what it is.
Yeah, the little mascot is, or the little the symbol of it is just a snowman scratching its head in the middle of a desert. Anyways,
Before we go anywhere public,
I forgot I had that list. Sorry.
before we return to public, I have some medical supplies in the back of my car. How about I try and patch people up before we go anywhere and
I
bleed all over people's nice floors?
I will also get the hose. Because, like, for the most part, you guys are, like, covered in blood and stuff. I don't know how I didn't get hit or nothing, but, like, you guys are covered.
because you weren't.
You do know
close.
that Tommy probably won't be able to rejoin you all, or join you all out there.
Complimentary,
Yeah, we'd have to bring something back.
complimentary burritos in the morning, Tommy.
Tommy gives you a thumbs up.
Happy
Free
hunting.
Chupacabra.
Tommy, you do know though, if not say you need to do this, but you do know that there is a werepack hanging out at the scrapyard during full moons, specifically because they do that so they're out of the way and have their own space. So
I'm gonna say, at the very least, for this full moon, Tommy wouldn't do it because, finding sister, fighting sister,
yeah,
having to drag sister's essential corpse.
yeah, that was that's totally fair. So,
Yeah.
but
Hey,
for the next month, that's there for Tommy.
Hmm.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. Oh,
I know you might want to be by yourself after all of that,
Hmm.
but just in case, the offer is there if you want to go run around and hunt some javelinas.
I'll think on it.
I'm gonna go do that anyway. I'm already covered in blood. Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I don't think you should actually.
Why?
You drank a fuck ton of silver and tranquilizer.
It's not
Yeah.
doing anything to me except giving me a heartburn.
Yeah, needs to clear out the bad blood with new blood.
Also, like, people see you, they might, I don't know, shoot at you.
Oh no!
That's why you go off into the desert.
Okay, fine. Bite me for being concerned.
I will.
All right.
Yeah, don't make that invitation lightly.
Yeah, she's gonna point off into the direction where she's going. He's like, if you want to join me, I'm over there.
Yeah,
And
so
then she
you all
turns
get-
into a bat and she's fucking off.
I'll say this is like you all got to the exits of the drainage tunnels around where Tommy's little camp is,
Hey,
Oh,
Tommy.
okay. For
which
those who
isn't
need,
far from Carlos's. It's like just around the place, around the corner.
if you're just shouting off as you go off in bad form, I'll make sure I have the good shower head attached to the hose.
Just a bunch of squeaks that you probably could translate into swearing.
Now, who wants to be healed next?
Oh yeah,
I'll take some
you got
sweet healing.
The
the
medic?
medic?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the thing I picked first with Isaac.
Yeah. And Hanzo is rationalizing it as Hanzo. It's like, Yeah, some of our supernatural friends can heal themselves. I can't, and I'm pretty sure other people can't. And
Yeah.
recognizing that, yeah, there are vets in Olivia's place that can heal us up. However,
Poor
Hanzo just
Fred.
kind of feels bad for using their services.
Poor Fred.
All right,
I
let's.
think Fred might be the one who needs it the most next to Olivia. Those
Yeah.
two.
Olivia will wave you off. You offer her.
So, Fred, did you watch Renifred turn into a? Did you see her this time, or?
Yeah, I saw you this time. Your secret's out. I now know that Draculas can, in fact, turn into animals.
So you heal 1 harm, TT.
Yeah.
And so question, we can either try to rush through a denouement, or should we do that for the next session and just kind of
I'd like a whole session for a denouement because there's a couple
Yeah.
things to do.
Hmm.
okay. So we'll just continue then as is. So you get out. The sun's been down for about an hour or two. Because it's still early enough in the spring. It's not like late sunsets yet. So the full moon's rising up, large and pale. And Tommy, you feel that itch that is only been exacerbated because of the combat and the emotional turmoil you've been going through today. But yeah, the night is yours. The threat has been dealt with wherever Carnagor is. She is currently not a threat to anyone, besides maybe to someone's ankles.
Aw.
You do have a few body parts, an organ, well, what remains of an organ, and information. What do you all want to do?
Anybody else want some healing?
Oh, you
Oh,
do
I'm
know
good.
that Stacy is still holed up in the
That's kind of where I'd like to go.
she's been in there for about 24 hours.
That's where I'd like to go.
Okay.
Because she
I as well. She came to me for protection, so might as well give it to her. Tell her straight that, hey!
Yeah.
Um,
I'm just, a useless lesbian.
So you two off to there, and then Carlos and Fred, where are you going?
Well, obviously, I'm going to a place with good mozzarella sticks.
hey, Fred, do you mind if we make a stop before we go to Giuseppe's
Yeah, sure.
for the good mozzarella sticks?
Yeah.
Excellent. You just watch him take the heart thing and just shove it in the trunk of the jalopy.
Okay, so you're taking the heart.
Yeah, we're gonna go take it to my conspiracy theorist friends because they've been great with that stuff so far.
Valid. Let me know what they find out on that thing, Carlos.
We'll see.
That thing fucking got away from me last time. Next time I'm
Which
torching
thing?
it even harder.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was gonna do.
So you two are going to the Falcon Lake Witness, and then to get mozzarella sticks
Yes.
because there's apparently some place named Giuseppe's.
Or no.
It has
Bring
the good
mozzarella
mozzarella
sticks.
sticks.
To the Falcon Witness.
Come bearing mozzarella sticks in one hand and super science horrible monster in the other.
It's just very clearly like the passing of like, okay, you take them the mozzarella sticks, we go give them.
So you would be able to get like a proper specimen bag from Olivia's animal disposal stuff from her truck before you guys split up. But you two are going there. Hanzo and Olivia, you're going to the preserve. Tommy, what are you doing? Well, Winifred's off being a bat.
Tommy is going to go off hunting by his lonesome to let his brain just process through this stuff.
Okay. And Winifred, you're just doing this. You're just going for a good hunt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being I'm just being weird. She is just being a vampire bat.
Yeah.
I mean, pound for pound, you fill up faster that way.
Well, that's also why vampire bats have to drink like their body weight in blood each night.
Oh no.
Here's the thing about blood. It's not exactly nutritious.
No.
Yeah.
It's basically just water and iron.
It's the thing is, it's convenient
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to get.
because there's so many things so full of so much blood. Even frogs want it. But the
Well, they are full of prices and value.
let's see. I'd say that starting from Carlos's place, you probably get to Falcon Lake first. The Falcon Lake Witness, the kind of the trailer park where they set themselves up in. Can't remember what I named the trailer park, but this time there's no. Maybe because it's still earlier in the evening. You've only been attacked by the Road King, late at night and on the old highway. But even passing through, taking it as a shortcut, maybe as just to test it, but no sign of it.
Oh yeah, no, Carlos tempts fate all the time. This would just be par for the course.
Yeah. It's probably you like. It's like, oh, this is a scientific experiment. Let's see if it shows up. But nothing this early in the evening. There's still more than just you on the road, which seems to be one of the common things. It only goes after solitary vehicles. But
Yep. And it'll be like on the way. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, I know I bribed you with mozzarella sticks, but last time I came through here, we met the Road King, and I heard you had a thing with the Road King.
Yeah.
You were there.
March of 1977, he and I were dating.
Oh no. No,
I'm kidding. Pretty sure I don't swing that way.
Or do I?
Pretty sure.
Fred, you did have that experience when it was Winifred driving when you and Tommy were there too. Oh yeah, that was the night of the ranch.
Oh God, I'd forgotten about the ranch.
Okay, so full disclosure, you guys got attacked by the Road King because it was kind of retaliation against Tommy.
I knew it.
I'll just admit that, now that's been almost a year later,
My
in the
rant.
moment, I was just like, no, it was just like in the moment, this is the perfect time and excuse to
God wanted to punish you.
It was just like, you know what? They're getting introduced now.
See,
that truck
because
wants
I
to
was
drink ranch with no hesitation.
because I wasn't there presently. I never got to see the scene with my own two eyes, and at the time, all I can imagine now is that the Road King was sleeping on the side of the road one night, and Tommy just sticked ranch up its fucking tailpipe or some shit, like you do with potatoes.
God. Anyways, so you get to the Falcon Lake Witness. No Road King encounters.
Oh, that's a shame.
But you pull up, go up, knock on their door. Hold on, let me find their names again. I know it's Gail, but she would be busy, so I'm trying to remember what the other two were. I should know my NPCs by now. Wow, I really lost it. Anyways, Darius. He opens the door and goes, no, he wouldn't know your name. Carlos and Fred, right?
Yep.
You here to see Gail, Carlos?
Yep. I'm here to see anybody in particular, but Gail would be the best if she's here.
Yeah, she's still tinkering around with that, with the brain.
It's like I have, like, he holds up the giant bag of biohazard waste. He's like, "Hey, so I
Oh.
have."
And he kind of like looks around and he's like, "Oh, put that down." And he's like trying to usher you, and he's like looking around, hoping no one else saw that.
There's no one else here, bud. Don't worry. I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, no one saw you, but theirs is like 3 trailers connected into one building, and this is a trailer park.
Yeah.
But yeah, no one saw that. He's just like, it's that anxiety of someone who's like, "Oh, what are you doing? My neighbors are out here. Get inside."
Oh, we also
That
brought
kind of
mozzarella
reaction.
sticks.
Oh, okay. Thanks. He's just like escorting you in, and he goes, "Look, Gail, Stella, Carlos is here with Fred, and mozzarella sticks in." I don't even know what that is.
Well, mozzarella sticks are when you bread mozzarella and then you deep fry it.
Oh, I love mozzarella sticks. I was meaning whatever that is. Points at the bag of charred flesh.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh no, they already know. They're the guys who are getting the computer for us.
Oh,
This is Fred. Fred's been helping us out with stuff.
And the other 2 emerge from their little workstation areas.
So you remember that thing I had you look up, and we talked about Project Carnivore?
Yeah, I was still cracking some of the encryption on it and other stuff, but
Would you like a
Yeah.
more hands-on experiment with it?
she kind of looks at the biohazard bag. Goes,
Are you gesturing with the severed arm of Carnivore when you say a hands-on?
No, she doesn't have
example?
that.
No, I have the control heart. I have nothing of Carnivore.
Yeah,
Okay.
Olivia's got the body parts.
God, I hate that sentence.
I was just gonna say that's a fun sentence.
There are 2 kinds of people.
So she goes, "Oh, whoa!" And she goes, "Stella, come here, look at this. It's one of them." And Stella comes over. They take the bag, if you'll be handed off to them, and they take it to what seems like a more odd, hands-on science, like a small lab area, and they lay it out, turn on the light, and dump it out. They're like, "Oh shit, Carlos, you weren't kidding. It's one of the control hearts,
Yes.
they call them."
We were able to remove the control mechanism. And he sits there and, like, he's thinking how to say it posthumously.
Well, and Estella's the one who's like actually taking like force up, tools and stuff and looking at it. She goes, "Well, you, however you removed it, looks like you did it with." She pokes at the cauterized hole where the quill stabbed into it. Looked like you used a fire poker.
Oh, it also has I might still have my steak in it.
You recovered your steak. I won't let I won't say you lost it. So you recovered your steak. But then there's this other hole, and I'm gonna be sick. She flips it over, and she kind of looks away, and Gail goes, "Oh, that's nasty." As in the muscle of the heart, the retracted from the scorched, how flesh will retract when burned. The eyelid is open, revealing an alien but eerily familiar eye on the heart. Similar to the heart, the eyes that seem to manifest on the ravenous hearts.
Yep. So that was present on the other one we dealt with.
Oh, the host, the horse, or the source?
No, the other project that we dealt with the good doctor.
Yeah, that's what you said. You encountered the thing that she cloned these hearts off of, right? At least that's what the notes said. As Estella goes back to looking at it, Gail kind of steps aside. She goes, I mean, from what I read of the notes, it was these things were cloned off of or mutated from existing hearts to become a part of the greater, which has some scary implications, but
No, this was the unit inside Carnivore.
Okay, but it was cloned from the
It should be
the ravenous heart.
yeah.
Yes, it should be cloned from the Ravenous Heart.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I guess her solution for controlling whatever Project Carnivore was success. He kind of looks at you and Fred goes, so you saying you kind of patched up a bit and you come to me with this Project Carnivore, don't have to worry about it?
Not at the moment, no.
And Estella kind of looks up from where she's like leaned over, starting to use a scalpel to carve into the heart. She goes, that is a concerning way to put that, Carlos.
Well, my thought process is that we dealt with Carnivore, the individual entity. But if they can make one, they can make more.
And the trio of them kind of exchange this look and it goes, yeah, that's one of the things we're worried about, Simulacra. I mean, if Pluripotent is cloning extinct animals and Simulacra doesn't have computation, I don't know what the word is. This is me, the DM, I can't... Compunctions? Is that the term? Like...
Has function.
If they don't have any aversion to, going beyond that, Carnivore would be every would-be, totalitarian fascist dream to have as a shock troop. And it was actually Darius who said that. But so Estella looks up to you, Carlos, and goes, do you mind if I hold on to this, or did you want to...
I brought it specifically for you. I couldn't think of anyone better to take care of this. Because I'll be real with you, I have my limits. And also mozzarella sticks.
They're good mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, they're from Giuseppe's.
Fred says a round one. But they're like, well, I definitely like to take a look at this. She kind of stands up, pulls off the gloves so she doesn't have, scorched heart matter on her fingers when she goes to take a mozzarella stick, seeming to have a strong stomach. But I'll definitely take a look at this, but I wish I had access to some of the technology I had when I was working at the preserve.
Well, I brought marinara.
Oh, thank you, Fred.
Yeah, he was really on about that marinara.
Well, most people like having marinara with their mozzarella sticks.
I mean, you kind of need it. I mean, you don't need it, but it's one of the
It's
reasons why you get that.
kind of standard, one could say, with mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Anyways,
What is happening?
mozzarella sticks are great. Now I want some. So, is there anything? So so we don't. We might go a little bit over, Tommy. Sorry, just
Are we not gonna like?
I mean, we're gonna have a denouement tomorrow, but not tomorrow. No, I meant next. My brain. I meant next time.
That's where I was confused.
Whenever the next, 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Next session. Was there anything else you wanted to say real quick, Carlos or Fred, while discussing this art? Okay. So they will happily take that off your hands. And
Sure, nothing negative will come from this whatsoever.
okay, I've got a short little stinger to end us on, Scatha.
Okay.
Deep beneath not far from where you all left, you had the encounter from Carnagor. In a more disused and partially collapsed tunnel, a small. What's going on? Olivia, shh. Okay. In this dark tunnel where no light reaches, but a shiny, scaled, still slick with moisture creature slithers out. Only 2 limbs off of this serpentine form as it crawls out from a broken, rusted pipe and coils down, dropping to the ground as Carnagor, now reduced to little more than a serpent with arms
Skullcrawler
in a strange
mode.
way. Kind of the same shape, yes. Kind of looks around with pale green, freshly shed scales, like a snake that freshly shed its skin, tongue flitting out, and then just this reedy laugh starting to echo. Yes, thank you, Tommy. Free.
Aww.
And that's where we'll end.